Hi, I'm Peter Orker from Peter Orker Piano Tuition, and today it's time for another A to Z of piano composers and pianists. Well, we're at letter X, and not surprisingly, we're not exactly spoiled for choice for musicians matching this end of the alphabet. However, there is a really interesting one to explore today. Yanis Xenakis, who lived from 1922 until 2001. Although he was born in Greece, he moved to France in 1947. At first as an illegal immigrant, but then he later became a naturalised French citizen. What's especially interesting about him is that he attained recognition not only in music but also in the fields of architecture, mathematics and engineering. For example, he was responsible for the architectural design of the Philips Pavilion in 1958 in Brussels. And he brought this wide knowledge of maths and design and engineering into his music. And he pioneered the use of mathematical models in composition, incorporating such things as set theory and game theory into his works. He wrote an important textbook on this subject, Formalised Music, Thought and Mathematics in Composition, which is still in print today. He sought to integrate music with architecture, designing his music to fit around pre-existing spaces and also designing spaces to integrate with his musical compositions. Well, his music tends to be quite edgy and dissonant, as this extract from his orchestral work Metastasis, composed in 1953, shows. And also, his work for percussion is considered groundbreaking and challenging, both technically and musically. For a good example of this, have a look at this extract from his composition Reborn. Well, he did not write an awful lot for the piano, but what he did write, he sometimes achieved a kind of gentleness and lyricism that is quite unique in his work especially, and reveals, I think, something of his Greek character, the Greek roots, with an almost folk music like influence on the outcome. I'm going to play you one of his 6 chansons for piano, and I think you will notice just this very thing, the lyricism and the gentleness of it, but alongside with that it's kind of spiced up a little bit with some just gentle dissonances For instance, the very first sound you hear is a major second, which is a dissonant interval, albeit a quite gentle one, as it starts. But the melody above that could very easily be a folk melody. But later on in the piece you get some clashing sounds, such as here, for instance. And this chord here recurs a few times, which is also quite a dissonant sound. But then alongside that you'll get a simple triad, such as an F major triad, and later on in the piece a B flat major triad as well. Well, the piece ends with a kind of musical question mark, because it ends unresolved on this chord here, which in jazz terminology is known as a sus2 chord. It leaves everything sort of up in the air, whereas in traditional classical harmony you would expect it to resolve either to a minor chord like this, or a major chord like this. Anyway, here's my performance of Xenakis' Chanson for Piano, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye for now.